very powerful. Now, as far as the stacking part of it, I like to the first one always points to the money site. Like, you know, most PRs will allow you 2 or 3 URLs, right? Links within the press release. So what I do on the first one is I link to the money site, usually just the homepage, using either the brand name of the business or a naked URL. That's it. And then I'll link to the Google Maps page, so like the Maps URL for the Maps listing itself. And then I will usually link to something else, like another property within the branded syndication network. Typically, it's going to be a Facebook page or something like that. You know, as long as the Facebook page is somewhat active. One of the best ways to determine what to link to within the first press release is just go do a brand search for the company that you're doing the work for, right? Or for your own lead gen site. See what Google is listing at the top of the search results on page 1 for that business, that brand search. Okay, you're going to link to the domain itself. You're going to link to the Maps listing, and then just select one that Google is telling you that it deems to be one of the most authoritative sites that you're listed on, right? Just from the Google search. Then, as far as the second press release, I never even touched. It doesn't link to the website. It can. I just typically don't. I mean, what I would recommend is on a second press release that you, if you're going to link to the website, that you would link to like an inner page or blog post or a silo header or something like that, not to the home page. Instead, what I like to do is link to the first press release and then link to, and the first press release, which one do you link to? Once again, use Google. Use Google to do a search on the previous press release's title, and then look at which ones are ranking the best. Or if you were targeting a keyword specifically in that first press release, you can do a keyword search and try to find the highest ranked press release from that first distribution. And what I like to do is link to those. Now, keep in mind, though, guys, a lot of the press release syndication points, right? So the actual sites that they get republished on, those within 6 months, or I think it's 6 months, 180 days, the vast majority of them, those press releases will be eliminated. They'll be terminated, deleted from the site. So they're archived for up to a period of time. Not all, some of the sites will leave them on indefinitely, but a lot of them purge after about 180 days. So if you're going to be using the press release stacking method, which is what I've been doing a lot of, you want to either identify the syndication points that do not purge, or you want to continually stack. In other words, make sure that that's like an ongoing monthly type thing, or every other month or quarterly or something, so that you always have new targets that are going to be pointing to target URLs that you're trying to rank. Because again, when they archive, or excuse me, when they purge those, then you're going to lose any. And that's why, to me, it doesn't make a lot of sense to do press release stacks or link building to press releases that have been published where they're going to eventually be purged, because then all that work that you've done at some point is going to just be eliminated just like that. So it's best to identify which, and here's how you do this, Dan. Once you get the press release distribution report from whatever service you're using, you'd have to go through and catalog which sites purge and which ones don't. And it might be, it's going to take some research. It's something you could hire a VA to do and have them identify all of that. And then you could go back through and select which ones you want to build additional links to. Okay. But again, what I like to do is on the second press release is find out the top ranked for either the keyword or for the actual title of the press release. And then start, always reference that in the following or subsequent press release. You want to link to the previous one or to just another press release within that kind of ecosystem that you're building out. And so what you're doing is you're passing relevancy from one to another, and you're linking from authority sites to authority sites that are news sites to news sites. So you don't need a lot of target URLs pointing back to your money site, because you have the original one, right, pointing, and you start to build downstream power. You know what I'm saying? So like, in other words, it's like second and third tier, fourth tier links. Now we have somebody that's been testing this with me, in the mastermind, that he's been doing just multiple press releases linking directly to the money site, and he's been getting similar results that I've been getting. So it's just very, different types of methods. And that's part of the reason why, like I said, we've got a special group in our mastermind right now that we're all kind of collaborating on this and testing various methods and stack methods and all that kind of stuff to try to identify which is the best way to do it, or the most powerful, or at least give variety. And so all of that will be included in the training course that
to sum it all up, We're testing all this shit so you guys can get the best training possible.
That's correct. That's how we do, right?
That's how we do the do we do.